Hello and welcome to 2026. I hope you're going to have a fantastic 2026 ahead of you. Looking back onto 2025 for me, it's been a lovely year. I've worked really hard. I work full time and I run this niche music channel or magazine channel because it's got a few different subjects which covers arts, podcasts and music, and you see some songs which I play, and you see some tips on the riffs I play and some of the songs which I play at gigs. And the podcasts were really special to do because I've got nearly every vinyl album I bought since the age of 12, and I've gone through most of them, but there's still a lot more to go. And so check them out on the playlist. There's 22 podcasts there. This year I've been particularly enjoying playing a few different artists, and they've been on my turntable quite a bit, and I'd like to show you these vinyls now which I've been playing recently. So we've got The Last Dinner Party, English band or British band, indie rock band, all female, and just a fantastic lineup of great musicians, great singers, great songwriters. So this is one of the albums which has been constantly on my turntable, and it was only released late summer. Check them out, The Last Dinner Party, great British indie rock band. I've been listening to a lot of Waylon, Jennings, America's great outlaw countryman, been about since the late 50s. And this album is a new album. His son, Shooter Jennings, has remastered it and put it out in Big Wild World. And if you can see, the name of the title is called Songbird. And this is the Fleetwood Mac song. He does such a passionate country-inspired version of this. It just oozes passion. I love Waylon Jennings. I love his vocals. I love his guitar style. But taking on Songbird would have been a big risk for him. And his son Shooter Jennings, many years after his father's passed, has produced this brilliant album. Apparently it's part of 3 albums. And the first track is the brilliant Songbird. The Cowboy, I'd Like to Love You Baby, I'm Gonna Lay Back with My Woman, Wrong Road Ahead, Side B, I Hate to Go Searching Them Bars Again, Brand New Tennessee Waltz, I Don't Have Any More Love Songs, After the Ball, and Dink's Blues. I would check this album out just for his version of Songbird. Brilliant. So this has been on my turntable a lot this year as well. Also, the UK's best kept secret. I hope you, my followers in America, have heard of Amy Winehouse. She was an absolute dynamo of a young lady, died at 27 years of age. She only released 2 albums, Frank and this one, Back to Black. She's still idolised in the UK. I've got 2 of her songs on my gig set list. One of them will be Back to Black, and the other one is a cover she did called Valerie. And so Amy will always be on my turntable, and she has been this year as well. Amy Winehouse, Back to Black album, brilliant. Some of the tracks new would be Rehab, You Know I'm No Good, Me and Mr. Jones, obviously Back to Black, Tears Dry on Their Own, Addicted. And she was a very addictive person as well, especially when it came to obviously the drink and drugs, which were her demise, but she left a huge legacy. Amy Winehouse. I've always pushed our Welsh stars, and this is Griff Rhys. Now, many of you will know Griff Rhys from his band called the Super Furry Animals, and they were a brilliant, Cool Cymru album, a Cool Cymru band. And but he's been solo for many years. But apparently, Super Furry Animals will be will be on tour this year for the first time in many years. And the album's called Dim Probs, and dim in English is no, dim is Welsh, and it's no probs. Great album. Griff Rhys, I'll always push the Welsh bands, because we've got some great Welsh bands, including the Manic Street Preachers, Stereophonics. We've had great ones. Bullet for My Valentine, excellent bands. These are without doubt one of my favourite bands, and they're called the Sleaford Mods. And who says all guys can't rock? These guys are in their mid-50s, and they do a form of electronic punk grime. It's not rap as such, but what they do is brilliant. The songwriters are incredible. They're an absolute brilliant duo. I love this album. It was released in 2023, but I've only just bought it this year. And Sleaford Mods are a little duo which you should listen to. And there's some great songs on here. UK Grim, DIY, Force 10 from Navarone, So Trendy, and gotta love a bit of Sleaford Mods. This is a limited edition album, and it's got a nice little lyric sheet, and there's the white vinyl. That's called Sleaford Mods, and without doubt my favourite band, I would say, of all time, next to bands like Slade or The Clash, will be the Cranberries from Southern Ireland, and I absolutely adore them. Now, this is released this year, 2025, and it's their MTV acoustic session back in 1995. So we're talking over 30 years ago. And poor Dolores O'Riordan, she passed away a few years back, 2018, I think. Absolutely adore Dolores. She was a great singer-songwriter. Plus the rest of the band as well. They were brilliant. They worked off each other. I don't think each one of them could have been a solo act. But this is the Cranberries, the MTV session. And that's the inner. There's a nice little poster here, which is great. That's Dolores there, and it was recorded at the Howard Gilman Opera House, Brooklyn Academy, New York, 1995, February the 14th, and April the 18th, 1995. If you ever come to my little home, you'll often see a Cranberries album on my turntable. It's my go-to. Anyway, please keep on checking in on me, and subscribe, obviously, like, and I'd love to see you all back in 2026. Please don't forget to subscribe. And one last thing, it's many years, it was 2010, 2011, I toured with the great American guitar player called Jerry Donahue. And I've just dug out the two guitars I used on those tours, and Jerry used as backup guitars. So Jerry Donahue was he still is, but he isn't well now, one of the greatest Fender Telecaster guitar players still living. He's brilliant. And we toured the songs of Robert Johnson. And I searched few years before for something very similar to a sounding Robert Johnson guitar. And I came up, I went up to London, up to Vintage and Rare, and I checked out the Gibson L1, £3,500, and it didn't have the sound anymore, not for a full UK tour. And I was struggling. But back in my home city of Swansea, I called into the local music shop and I picked up what's known as a Hudson Little Wing. Canadian design, all mahogany back and sides, spruce top, ebony fretboard, abalone all around it. This is just a wonderful guitar. And this toured all over the UK doing the Robert Johnson songbook. Love this. Jerry Donahue loved messing with this guitar. He loved it. It's only a parlour guitar, 12 frets, but this toured not just with Jerry Donahue with me, but I toured many festivals, blues festivals, and there's lots of videos of me playing this guitar at some wonderful blues festivals many years back. And even though Jerry was a Telecaster player, Jerry only toured with one guitar, but we needed two guitars. So my trusty Fender Stratocaster Mexican 1994, but it's got all American hardware. It was modded up for the tour. So we've got American standard pickups, US bridge, US machine heads. I pinned back the springs, so there was no need for a whammy bar. Jerry never played with a whammy bar anyway. So this was actually played by the great Jerry Donahue, and it's a Fender Stratocaster, and it's the Wayne's World signature, and only 200 of them were made. And if you look closely, you can actually see the Wayne's World emblem on it. I'll plug it in just to give you a little sound. I could never ever emulate Jerry Donahue or Robert Johnson. But on the tour, Jerry never played acoustic at gigs. He always played electric, but he always loved playing that little Hudson Little Wing. But this was his spare guitar, and the sounds he got out of this were just amazing. And Jerry's main little trick was bending behind the nut. Don't ask me to do it. I couldn't if I tried. And so this was Jerry Donahue's spare guitar on our 2010, 2011, 2012 tours of Robert Johnson. And I toured with I toured with Jerry Donahue from about 2009 up until he got really seriously ill in 2016, and we were just about to do another tour. Anyway, I thought I'd just sort of pass this along because of all the podcasts and all the guitar things I've done. I've never actually brought these guitars out. So there they are. These are the two guitars which I toured with Jerry Donahue on the Robert Johnson songbook tours, and I will never get rid of them. This is, as I said, a 1994, so this is 32 years old now. And the Little Wing is coming up to 20 years old. Anyway, that's enough of my ramblings, and hopefully you'll stay on board with me for 2026 and jump along and come along on my journey, on my niche YouTube channel. I call it a magazine channel. Anyway, take care now and have a wonderful, wonderful 2006. See you soon, guys. Bye now.